Hey there, and welcome to HisTime365. I'm so glad you're here for day 23 of our 365-day journey through the Bible. Today, we'll look at Exodus 23 to 25, and I'll walk you through what happens, what it means, and why it matters. I'll share a summary and some insights to help you see the big picture and connect with the heart of the Scripture. During your quiet time, I encourage you to read today's lesson in a Bible translation that speaks to you best. Now grab a quiet moment, take a deep breath, and let's spend a few minutes giving God His time.
Living by God's Guidelines. Insights from Exodus 23 to 25. Have you ever wondered what it truly means to live a life aligned with God's principles? In Exodus chapters 23 to 25, God provides His people with specific guidelines that reveal not only His expectations, but also His heart for justice, community, and worship. These chapters serve as a roadmap for how we can navigate our lives today. Exodus 23 opens with God instructing the Israelites on how to handle various social and legal matters. The chapter begins with commands about justice, emphasizing that they should not bear false witness or give a false report. God desires integrity in our dealings with one another. If we think about it, this is so relevant in our work environments today. Whether it's ensuring that our coworkers are treated fairly or standing up against dishonesty, God's call for truthfulness rings clear. Next, God speaks about helping our enemies. That's right. He commands the Israelites to help, even those who may oppose them. If they see a donkey or ox that belongs to an enemy struggling, they must help it. Exodus 23, verses 4 to 5. Imagine in modern life where you might have a difficult relationship with a neighbor or coworker. Instead of harboring resentment, reaching out to help them can transform the situation. This is a call to action that challenges us to rise above our feelings. God also emphasizes the importance of rest. The Sabbath is not merely a day off, it's a sacred time for renewal and connection with Him. In a world that glorifies the hustle and grind, taking a step back to rest is essential for our mental health. Just as God commanded the Israelites to rest, we too should create space in our lives for rejuvenation. Schedule that family game night or a quiet morning of reflection. Prioritizing downtime can lead to a healthier, happier life. As Exodus 23 continues, we see God laying out the promise of His presence among His people. He assures them that if they obey His commands, He will bless them with safety and prosperity. Imagine living in a community where everyone looks out for one another, where love and respect govern interactions. That's the kind of community God envisions for us. In our families, we can foster this sense of safety and support by committing to honest communication and kindness in our daily lives. Moving into Exodus 24, we read about the covenant that God makes with the Israelites. Moses goes up the mountain, and the people agree to keep God's words. They even affirm this commitment with the ceremonial act, sprinkling blood on the altar, to signify their binding agreement with God. The seriousness of this moment is palpable. Today, we might think about commitments we've made, whether in our marriages, friendships, or even at work. Keeping our promises is a reflection of our integrity and faithfulness, much like the Israelites demonstrated. Then, in Exodus 25, God begins to instruct Moses on how to build the tabernacle, the dwelling place of God among His people. This isn't just any tent, it's a sacred space that requires specific materials and craftsmanship. God's attention to detail speaks volumes about His desire for excellence in our service to Him. For instance, when we approach our work or hobbies, we can strive for excellence, whether it's presenting a project at work or cooking a family meal. Giving our best honors God and reflects His nature. God also gives instructions for the Ark of the Covenant, which is to be the centerpiece of the tabernacle. The Ark represents His presence and the covenant with His people. In our lives, we may not have an actual ark, but we can create spaces that invite God's presence, whether through prayer, worship, or simply inviting Him into our daily activities. As we reflect on Exodus 23 and 25, we see a rich tapestry of God's guidelines for living in harmony with one another and with Him. These chapters teach us about justice, integrity, community, and worship. They remind us that living according to God's principles is not just about following rules, it's about cultivating a heart that seeks to honor Him and serve others. Living by God's guidelines brings blessings and peace into our lives. How can you apply the principle of helping your enemies in a modern context? What are some practical ways you can prioritize rest in your busy life? How do you interpret the significance of keeping promises in your relationships?
Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is Exodus 23 through 25, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into Exodus 26 through 28, so feel free to read ahead if you'd like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you back right here tomorrow for day 24. Until then, stay encouraged and thank you for giving God His time today.